And so that king became an image that was passed down to the next successor king, and they would have these temples where they would have an idol of this image that unified the group. And they all had the same image of what in their right hemisphere of their brain would be able to communicate to them, um, and urge them to do things. Still today, we don't know where our thoughts and urges come from. They would do experiments in people's brains and stimulate a certain part of their brain and then ask them why they stood up. And they said, oh, I was going to go get a Coke or something like that. But we don't know where those impulses come from. And largely everything we do when someone asks why you did that is just um, trying to figure out an explanation for something we don't really know where it sprung from. So that space, we eventually were able to take ourselves out of the tribe and envision ourselves as an individual human being with that left hemisphere that developed. But largely in our culture today, at least, you know, for the most part in the world, we're so overly developed on the left hemisphere of the brain, which does small tasks, but isn't able very well to see the whole picture, that we're bifurcated into infinity. And I think the next transition, if I want to say it that way, would be something of the blending of the two, where you remain an individual and you don't become some sort of cosmic soup with billions of eyes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't lose, like I said, that pearl where you're connected. And it's important what that image is. That's definitely an important thing. And the reason I like Taoism is because it's not based on some unchanging law or anything that isn't adjusting as humans are adjusting. It is something that is free to reinterpret as you live your life. And that what happened that was so important for Taoists 2000 years ago or whenever is something now that might look incredibly different, but the same kind of general rules apply. And a lot of those rules being something where you're releasing and releasing and releasing and releasing and releasing, going back to that pristine purity before intellectualism and mundane conditioning took over affairs. You're polishing that mind of Tao and trying to find the real mind.